Yo everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a review on the brand new Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Cream Kit. This came out about a week, maybe 2 weeks ago now. You can only buy this at the moment from AnastasiaBeverlyHills.com direct or from Macy's if you live in the States. Unfortunately, you can't buy this anywhere else, and I do believe that she will be launching internationally next year, so there will be a bit of a wait. So if you do really want this, I would suggest ordering it direct from Anastasia Beverly Hills. The shade that I've got it in is in the shade medium, and it looks like that. There are 3 kits altogether: fair, medium and dark. And if you have a look online, you will notice that a lot of the colours which are in the fair, the medium and the dark are repeated. So they have tried not to miss people out. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a quick demo for you about how I tend to do cream contouring. I am still quite new to this, I'll admit. I'm still trying to figure out kind of the best way to do it for me. So by all means, remember that when I am doing this video when you want to criticize me. Because I tend to always use powder contours to contour my face. I also don't tend to contour that much because it depends on your facial structure. I've got a small forehead, so it's not always necessary for me to do it around my forehead. I only do it slightly around my nose, but not too much. But I always tend to do my cheeks because I've got a small face, but I've got a very round face. So I want to kind of elongate my face slightly. My brother got the elongated face and I got the short, stumpy, round face. So yeah, so I'm going to do a demo of this with this now. And then after the demo, I'm going to do a review, a very short review on what I think of this product. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, so here is the cream contour kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And there are 6 shades altogether. Oh, that's the cover. So let's start from here: banana, cream, warm coral, nude, cinnamon and chocolate. Now the ones that I've been using all week so far is banana and cinnamon, but today I'm, just for the purposes of the video, going to use chocolate, which is the darkest shade. And I'm going to talk through what I'm doing. By all means, just watch. I find applying it with a flat top brush to be the best way to apply cream contour. So I've got a MAC 190 foundation brush, and then I've got a Sigma F60 foundation brush as well. But any kind of flat top sort of brush will do, just like this. It just makes applying the product a lot more easier than using something fluffy, which can leave like fluff lines on the face. So what I'm going to do is first is I am going to take some of this onto the brush. It is quite thick. As you can see, it's like that. And then I am going to apply it to the areas of my face which I would like to highlight. By all means, this isn't something that I would generally do daily because obviously it's a lot of makeup that you're applying to your face. So I'm almost just applying it to the tops of my cheekbones, not on the under eye area, because this is not a concealer, it is a highlighting product. I do find this quite thick to apply. And it doesn't apply as, it's not super creamy like a liquid product like LA Girl concealers, where when I've used that to highlight and contour, it applies a lot more easily. And with that, I have to use a lot less product. This one I have to keep going back in. Obviously you apply as much as you want. I look great right now. Don't I look like I should be playing cricket or something? Isn't this what cricket is? How they put sunblock. Alright, and then down the middle of the nose. Maybe a smaller brush might be more ideal for this, but I'm one of those people who can't be bothered to use 5 different brushes to do the same thing. And do a little bit up here, just above your brows. On your chin, a little bit in your cupid's bow, And that's it really. You can still kind of see my foundation underneath. Now I'm going to use the shade Chocolate, which is the darkest shade. I've not used this yet. I've been using Cinnamon all week. And so I'm just going to use this Sigma brush and just kind of apply it to the top. And now suck in your cheekbone. And draw a line. Just like that. This is the darkest shade in the medium kit, so obviously be wary about how much you're applying. Now using the same top of this F60 brush, and then a lot of people tend to contour the sides of their temples as well as the top of their forehead to disguise almost the shape or size of their forehead. I've generally got quite a small forehead, so I don't normally... I do apply powder here a little bit, but that's just for uniformity, because there's no point in having a flat foundation face and only contouring or highlighting certain bits. So, but I normally wouldn't use cream, I mean. And then go back in with the banana and go underneath the contour. And the reason you do this is to make your contour, the sharpness of the contour, stand out even more. And I've only used one light layer of my NARS All Day Luminous foundation. Because you're applying so many cream products on top, you're going to be applying a lot of makeup. So there's no need for you to go all out with the foundation and everything else, because it will just look too much. So this is the placement of everything. And I've used the shades Banana and Chocolate from the contour kit. I look great, don't I? I proper match my top as well, I just realised. Imagine if I went out like this. Do you think people would stare? Okay, so now what we have to do is obviously blend this all out. So the best thing that I found to use for this, I mean, you may have your own ways of doing this, but my preferred version is to use a beauty blender, because just like with foundation, it gives a really nice, even and very natural sort of finish, and that's what you're trying to achieve when you're using a cream product to highlight, to contour, to do as blush, and even to use on your eyes. And yeah, so that's what you want to do with this. But I'm going to use a slightly dirty one that I already used to apply my concealer under my eyes, and I am just going to basically blend out all the highlighter for the moment before I move on to the contour. And I'm going to fast forward this because this contour, particularly because it's quite thick, this highlight, these cream products is quite thick, it does take a little bit of time to blend out, which is why I said this is not something that anybody would do definitely on a daily basis, because it is quite time consuming to make sure that you blend it in really well. Okay, so that is pretty much all the highlighter, mostly. I'd say about 90% blended in. If you would have noticed the way I'm doing it, I'm trying not to touch the areas where the contour are, because obviously I don't want to drag that backwards and forwards and end up muddying my entire face. So now when I start to go over this area, I can blend the lines between the highlighters and the contour together. So I'm going to use a clean beauty blender for that one. Now, as you can see, I have pretty much blended in everything, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back in a couple of these areas just to tidy it up slightly. And there you go. Now, by all means, this is not something that I would do on a day-to-day basis. This is pretty hardcore, and even this contour is quite strong for me. But again, for the purposes of the video, I'm showing you how I would apply it if I did want to go all out. I think the last time I went all out with cream contour was like around Christmas time when I went out for someone's birthday. But this isn't the kind of day-to-day sort of thing I would like wear to work. Firstly, because it would take so long as well. Now, obviously, as with all cream products, you have to set them. So the best thing that I have found to use, obviously, is the Powder Contour Kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And my banana is almost finished. Fear not, I have a backup. So now what I'm going to do first is I am going to set my under eye area, because I haven't actually set my concealer under there either. So I'm going to use this Real Techniques contour brush, and I'm going to use the shade Banana. And a little bit of this white shade, which I can't really remember what it's called. And I'm just going to set it all. I didn't set my foundation either. Now I'm going to use the shade Java, which I always tend to use. By all means, you can use any of these two. This one is more cool toned, and this entire palette is completely warm toned, so I wouldn't really use this one. Or you can use this darker shade, which I tend to use now and then, but I mainly use Java, and I'm using this Sigma large angled F40 brush. And I'm just going to set the contour now. But you only have to use a very slight amount, because obviously it's going to be double the colour. It's not like you're doing your normal contour just with the powder. And just tidy that up a little bit, so your contour is not going too far down. Very slight amount. Obviously, the harsher you want your contour to be, it's up to you. The more or less you apply. That kind of goes with everything anyway. So there we have it. This is my cream contour makeup look, or using the new Anastasia Beverly Hills cream contour kit, which I think is very, very good. So yeah, so now I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup, because as you can see, only half my makeup is done, and then I'm going to come back and give you an in-depth review on what my thoughts are of this medium contour kit. So let me again finish everything. Hello, so here is my full makeup done after all the contouring and everything that you saw. Just finished off my eyes, applied some blush and put on some lipstick. I will link my entire makeup look below. So as I said in the beginning of this video, there are 3 cream contour kits, or contour cream kit, whatever way you want to call it, contour cream kits available. I do believe that Norvina, who is the president of Anastasia Beverly Hills, and her daughter has mentioned that she's also releasing, I think, another one which is cool toned, because all 3 of these are warm toned, which some people won't like. Now, if you are somebody like me who's just a general makeup fan, a day-to-day kind of wearer of makeup, not necessarily a makeup artist per se, as in profession, you will want probably the more cooler tones, because they're used more for very strong sculpting of the face, for photo shoots, that sort of thing, where it doesn't matter if you've got a big thick line on your face, because you're just doing it for a photo shoot, so it's for that. But if you're a day-to-day kind of person like me and you have warm tone skin, you will really love these. So firstly, as I've said, this comes in 6 shades and this is the medium kit. Now I'm just looking on my phone, don't mind me, at other people who have reviewed this. So this shade here, which is Banana, and what else? Cream, Nude and Cinnamon. These 4 here are all in the fair kit as well. And then Chocolate, this one here, and Cinnamon, these 2 are both in the dark kit. So there are repeats of shades, and that is just purely because a lot of these will be wearable whether you are light, dark or medium. So by all means have a look online. So we've got this shade here, Banana, which is the same pretty much. It's a cream version of the Banana powder shade. And these 2 here are mostly for highlighting your face, as you have seen me do in the demo. It's basically to illuminate the parts of your face where the light would come and naturally hit. So it is your cheekbones, your chin, your cupid's bow, your forehead and the center of your nose. And then contouring is obviously to define and shape your face. When you apply foundation, because obviously what you're doing is you are applying one shade all over your skin can look very flat. Natural normal skin with no makeup on doesn't do that. We've got a little bit of rosiness here, a little tinge of something there, so it looks more real and more 3D. Now when you put foundation on, you get rid of all of that, you blank everything out. So when you use something to contour and highlight your skin, you're almost bringing those things back, but in a more defined kind of way and a more professional kind of looking sort of way. And the good thing about cream contours, or the whole point of them and the difference between powder ones, is that they give a very natural looking finish. Your own natural skin has got a slight bit of tack to it, a little bit of oil to it, or even if it's dry, it's still got that luminous kind of natural look. Whereas when you use powders, it can take that away. So that is the good thing about using cream contouring and highlighting, to bring that really nice natural look. And that's why I tend to use a beauty blender to blend it all out as well, because it gives a really nice seamless blended look. And then you can apply a little bit of powder, but not too much, to set it all in place. So like I said, these are all warm toned. So this one is Banana and this one is Cream. I've not used Cream yet. This one, Banana, gives me a really nice beautiful highlight, but I think that Cream would definitely give more of a more natural sort of highlight. This shade here, which is called Warm Coral. Now you're wondering, why is there a random orange in the middle? That is a color corrector, and that basically neutralizes any dark circles under your eye area or in any other areas of your face. If you're fairer skinned, you tend to have more redness, so you tend to use more cooler toned colors like pink or green. And with the fair kit, I believe there is a shade called Cool Pink, and that is what that is for. I personally tend to just use my concealer, so I probably won't be using this shade, but I will use it just to say that I have tried it and I've not wasted money. Now these shades here are supposed to be contouring shades. I mean, you can probably use Nude as a highlight if you've got slightly darker skin than I have, because obviously medium is meant to cover loads and loads of people. I do believe this was the first one to sell out as well, because it's medium, it's right in the middle. You're more likely to be more in the middle than you are too dark or too light. That's just a fact of life, multiculturalism, mixed races, whatever it is. So you can use that one if you want for a highlight as well, or you can use it for me personally, it would be a very subtle contour because it's almost coming up to the same shade of my skin, almost, a little bit darker obviously. This is the one I've been using all week, which is Cinnamon, and it's actually a lot lighter than it appears in the pan. You can see it there. Obviously I've applied it quite thickly, and then you saw me use the darkest shade, which is called Chocolate. The thing is, you shouldn't be too afraid of how dark shades are because you can always blend them out. The beauty of using a beauty blender, and a damp one at that, is that the water in it kind of absorbs out some of the colour and blends it a lot more. You can use a tiny little bit of this and a little bit can go a really long way. And the same as if you use a lot of the product, but you are able to blend it all in. And if you blend it all in, it doesn't matter how dark or light it is. So overall, I think that this palette is very good, especially the colour range that they've developed. Now, the quality of the products themselves, they are very thick. Obviously, it's not a liquid. That is the one thing that you have to bear in mind, that it is quite thick, so it's more difficult to apply onto the face as well as blending it all in. Whereas if you were to use something more liquidy, like for example the LA Girl concealers, which are great for using for highlighting and contouring, it's a lot easier to blend them in because of the consistency. Even though these are quite thick, they're not sticky at all. I absolutely love the fact that it feels so natural on my face. That's something that can be considered quite heavy to use on your skin. It gives a really nice light feel. There's no stickiness. I haven't set my face, as in I didn't set my foundation, because that's the thing with kind of highlighting and contouring. You put your foundation on, you pretty much cover every area you just put your foundation on with contour or highlighter. I mean, this, that's almost my entire face, right? I think the only bit that has just got foundation on is maybe a little bit around the edges. So obviously when I set my highlight and contour, it's set. You don't need to put your face powder on top of that. You're just otherwise adding more product on. So I love the fact that there is no stickiness to this. It gives a really nice and natural sort of feel to the skin. And the thing that I love is that I have been using it all week and I've been wearing it to work. I've been getting hot and sweaty. It doesn't budge, it doesn't move, it doesn't run, and it definitely does not oxidize. So I think this costs $40. As I said in the beginning, I got it direct from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I think it's great. I'm really, really happy that I got this. I think it will take a little bit more use to kind of working out the kind of way that I may apply it. So that's it. So I hope you enjoyed my demo and review of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Cream Kit. Unfortunately, her website didn't cope too well when this launched. I was lucky I was able to get it. Loads of people are waiting and waiting and waiting for it to go back up, and this will hopefully be going back up live onto their website in the next couple of days. They're always really, really well stocked. I got this in literally 1 week from the States, so the delivery was super, super fast. Other than that, I can't praise this anymore. So if you've got any more questions or any comments or whatever, let me know below. Other than that, I hope that you're all great, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.